blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, and you're my teacher, okay. I feel a little uncomfortable. And she never allowed us to feel shame. My mother, I remember we were into Kung Fu movies. Oh, look at them, they can do this and they can do that. And my mother would be like, have you heard of capoeira? And I was like, what's that? And I looked it up and I was like, oh my goodness, we have our own fighting style? You know, I know we have our own clothes and our own dance and our own food, but we can fight too? What? What's this? I was so excited, and my mother enforced excitement, and she stopped people from trying to shame us. And I think that when you want to educate children, you have to end the shaming, because that's where it starts and then it grows from there. I started to get tired of reading history books that said, and then the slaves did this. Stop calling that person a slave. That is a human. Say this person. If you want to call them black, if you want to call them African American, but stop calling them slaves. Stop dehumanizing the person, you know? And you have to counter that shaming. And one thing that I found with my identity that was, baffling me was, I have a sister. She looks nothing like me. She looks like your stereotypical gorgeous Nigerian woman. She is extremely dark-skinned, has all the most African features, and I used to compare myself to her, and she's my younger sister too. So I used to be like, my younger sister came out more beautiful than me because I was with, the Afrocentric movement. She's more beautiful than me. And when we would walk, Africans would walk up to my sister and start speaking whatever language from whatever country they were from, and they pretended I was not there. We're standing shoulder to shoulder, but I don't exist. She's the African, I'm not, I'm the American. And that used to hurt. I was like, you didn't even say hello in English. Forget your language, you just didn't even want to talk to me. And this year's African World Festival is the first time an African walked up to me and started talking to me in their indigenous language, and I'm 20 years old. This is the first time it ever happened to me in my entire life. And I was staring at her like, wow, really? So someone's being honest, because what I learned while I was in college is the Africans that were telling me I was not African were not honest. They were lying to me, because I learned that there are groups of people who do look like me. I remember I looked at my mom and I said, Omi, do I look Fulani to you? Because I discovered the Fulanis in school one day. And she was like, yeah, you do. So why is it the Wolof people that I've been hanging out with pretend that the Fulani do not exist and that I don't look like them and that I'm not their sister? Why are they doing that to me? And my mother was like, I don't know, that's just life. Life isn't fair. And so I've been having epiphanies in college. I don't know why. It took college to give me these epiphanies, but they've been happening to me. And I think that when you want to educate the youth, you have to be honest. Dark skin is not the only shade in Africa. What about Mauritanians? They're mixed with Arabs. Are they Arab or are they African? Do you have the right to decide that? But all I know is they're not the same color as my sister, who is also beautiful. We're all beautiful. And the shaming really, it needs to end for us to have some progress, because it starts with the shaming that causes people to not want to identify with something. That's all I want to say.
At this time, it is 8:30 now, and we have, I know we have more comments and more questions, but I do want to be mindful and respectful of the time. We did begin on time, and I want to end on time as well. Before we do leave, I have information, as I mentioned at the top of the program. There's events that are happening here. Saturday, Maulana Dr. Karenga is coming to Detroit. He will be here to speak about the 50th anniversary of Kwanzaa. We have events that are happening here the week after. On the 17th, there is a doll party that will be acknowledging or connecting to our I See Me. So an opportunity to connect to imagery and our own images and how we can connect to, or do we connect to these images? Is there rejection or acceptance? It's a conversation that we're hoping to have. And also, as we move forward into the month of December, obviously, Kwanzaa is coming up. So we will be having 7 days of Kwanzaa, and all of that information is on the table. We encourage you, please, as I mentioned at the top of the program, to fill out an evaluation form. We take those evaluations very seriously. I know that many of the programs that I'm connected with happen as a result of having read those evaluations and seeing, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, yes, that's a very important topic or comment. So please, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for spending your time and your energy and your ideas and sharing your ideas with us here at this time. And I encourage you all to, if you haven't become a member, we should hopefully have everyone who is here a member. But if not, that's cool. You can become a member real quick by going onto the website, thewright.org, or there's forms here that you can fill out to become a member as well. We are only as strong as our membership, so that's all of that to say. Thank you very much. Again, please allow me to ask for thanks for our panelists. And to my sister who brought this program to us. It would not be here without Sarah. And give yourselves a hand clap for being the most awesome audience tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please come back again. I hope to see you on Saturday and on the rest of the events here at the museum. Come back and join us whenever y'all are ready. Enjoy.
Mama Yolanda, you didn't turn off the mic, so I get to tell the young people here that you are the hope, you are the future, you are the promise, and if there's any reason to feel good about anything, it's because of you. So asante sana for your presence and your remarks.
And if you have not signed the signing sheet, please do so. I will be sending you information. This conversation is continuing.